Now it's properly showing. Good. I hope that last hour wasn't superfluous. I mean, granted, all we did was we finished Cabot House and we did some selling. But still, we finished Cabot House. And I showed off some modded armor. But it looks like it's properly showing up on the broadcast. I don't know if the actual if it's just on my dashboard side, though. Well, we're gonna assume that it actually, the last hour was not properly broadcasting in one way or form. Maybe broadcasting audio but not video, maybe it was broadcasting video but not audio. Whatever the case may be, I'll give a quick recap. Basically what happened is we finished Cabot House, and Hancock did his, like, dialogue where he becomes your best friend and all that. Then I headed back to Vault 88 to switch up my flamethrower for a plasma thrower, applying the same crippling to it. Seems to be working pretty well. Of course, we'll continue testing it. And I have modified a couple pieces of gear from Nuka World. I have replaced... there's a mod called the Fully Functional Spacesuit, which makes the alien spacesuit lootable. I applied the same meshes to the spacesuit from Nuka World, and I rocket-enabled the Nuka Girl suit. Right now, I'm just... These vendor areas were open to me, so I figured I'd sell stuff at them. I am just barely under-encumbered, but I still have a ton of stuff to sell. Where would be a good place to sell stuff? I guess I could see if,
Oh no, whatever it is,
Company Man,
better that way.
Confidence Man, needs to be worked on. It does.
Hi. There. Hey there, pal.
Oh, it's you.
You need to grow a spine, pal.
Hey, I didn't ask for this. I'm just trying to have a drink. I have no idea what I did to deserve this. I just wish they'd go away.
You could resolve this, if you try.
That doesn't seem like a good idea. With these men, it could, well, it could turn violent.
Don't you want this to stop?
Yes, but
Nothing will change unless you make it happen.
it's not that bad. I can just deal with this.
Don't be such a coward.
I'm not a coward.
You always have a way with people.
Preston disliked that.
Okay, that's enough.
I'm intentionally trying to get him to man up.
You say something.
I said,
Shut up,
I
Preston.
said that's enough. Leave me alone.
Look at you. Let me think about that for a second. Nah, I don't think so.
I mean it. Leave me alone.
Sounds like you were thinking about saying, or else. Were you, Travis? Were you gonna say, or else? I'm wondering what comes after that. What you gonna do, little man?
I'll beat you up.
Big mistake, Travis. I'm gonna destroy you. And your friend here. Get lost.
Beat it, Cam.
Um... Okay.
Look at you. Let me think about that for a second. Nah, I don't think so.
I mean it. Leave me alone.
Sounds like you were thinking about saying, or else.
Beat it, pal.
Were you, Travis?
Hey,
Were you gonna say,
what is it?
or else? I'm wondering what comes after that. What you gonna do, little man?
Over here. Got it.
I'll beat you up.
Big mistake, Travis.
Wait there.
Destroy you. And your friend here.
Why am I doing this?
Whoa. Okay then.
Travis.
This is such a bad idea.
What just happened?
Hey.
Beat it, pal.
Hey.
Get lost.
Well, they're both on the ground.
Hey, Travis.
Whoa.
Okay. I usually don't. This is why.
Hey.
Okay. What am I doing?
Come on.
I'm on it.
Sort of note, I guess, from a
I ain't
sponsor
your friend, Scabber.
in Diamond City, and
I think that went well. Ready for next part of foolproof plan?
Depends on what it is.
It's nice and simple. You have seen Scarlet, yes? She has worked here for some time. Now, I am just simple about it, but I see things. I see how Travis looks at her, and I see that sometimes she looks at him. If someone who was not her employer suggests that she go spend time with Travis, it might do him some good.
Fine.
I could have a chat with her.
Yes, I know. This is why I'm telling. Just do whatever it takes to get her to agree to see Travis, and this will all be worth it. And you and I never talked about this, all right?
Well, that's one step down at least. Almost level 82 though. No.
You
Scarlet.
cause trouble. There's gonna be trouble. Got it?
Thanks. Glad to hear it.
You guys are great. Here, take this. I hope you can find a use for it.
Every little bit helps. We'll be sure to put this to good use.
Scarlet. There she is.
Miss?
I'm on a break right now.
Can I ask you something personal? It's about Travis.
Travis? Really? Did he
Hey look,
mention
the
me?
walls are blue.
I heard about the fight. Travis was... well, he was brave.
Yeah? Absolutely. You should really pay him a visit.
You think? I mean, I've definitely noticed him. Maybe... No. No, I couldn't just go over there.
Look, Travis is a nice guy. I can tell that you like him. And I think he likes you. Just go talk to him.
Okay, I will. I'll go see him now. Thanks.
I wonder if Abbott has anything to say about the great
So it's
blue
true then.
jewel.
You're leaving the Minutemen. Good for you.
Abbott.
Made the wall blue. Don't know if I should thank you or punch you.
I do wish that I could turn it red. I definitely want to look into it to see how difficult that would be. Because there are a few cans of red paint in the game, especially now with Nuka oiled.
Whatever you're gonna ask, I don't know anything about it. This is terrible. I knew it. He was up to no good, and look what's happened now. You've got to help. I can't do it. You've got to help me.
Take it easy. It'll be all right. Just tell me what happened.
They took him. They took Vadim. Those men, the ones that messed with Travis, they came back. Said Vadim owed them money, that they had a deal. He wouldn't pay, and that they grabbed him and said that they would make him pay. And then they just dragged him out. You have to do something. Please tell me you can do something.
I'll bring him back, Yefim. Count on it.
Please, just bring him back. He's an idiot, but he's my brother. I'd go with you, but someone has to stay here. Talk to Travis. Maybe he knows where they took him.
Now that is actually where...
If you're hungry, you can grab a quick bite of power noodles. Just talk to the road.
Shamaska.
I'm too friggin' slow to join the
Nani Shamaska. Ah, there we go. Diamond City Radio.
What's going on?
Have you seen Vadim? He was grabbed at the dugout, and Yefim thought you might know where Bull took him.
What? That's not a funny joke. Like, at all.
You think this is a joke? Well, it's not. I'm serious.
Wait, what? Really? Oh man, wow, this is because of what happened, isn't it? It's my fault.
What does it matter whose fault it was?
I guess maybe it doesn't matter.
Preston like that.
Getting him back does.
That's right. And we need your help.
Look, I don't really, I mean, I don't have a lot of friends. If Vadim is missing or in trouble or whatever, then I'm gonna help get him back.
This isn't something you want to get involved in.
But I'm already involved, aren't I? I've heard enough to know they're probably holed up at the old Beantown Brewery. We gotta go in there, show them we mean business, and then we can bring Vadim back, and everything will be okay. Right? I'll get a gun, and I'll meet you there. We'll settle this.
I'm on a break right now.
Beantown Brewery. So when we're heading back towards Nuka World, we'll do that. But we're taking care of miscellaneous tasks in this area. Nothing on the southern section of the map. My God, none of you guys will let me actually access the door. Thank you.
I gotta get my stuff.
Since I hate always having to find my way to the railroad HQ.
Deacon's record is the best. You could learn a lot from him.
Hey, you keep placing meters, and I'll keep paying you. We got the Commonwealth wired up, my friend. I'm big enough to admit it. So the Institute terraforming the planet theory didn't pan out. But with a few modifications, I can see if someone's messing with the tectonic stability of the Commonwealth.
I heard Randolph got B-811 out of the Commonwealth, in large part thanks to you. You're proving to be a valuable addition to the railroad.
Happy to help.
My gut says Mr. Timms is exactly who he says he is. But Pam isn't convinced yet. Until she signs off, no direct contact.
Let's see how the board looks. Well, I'm still listed as Charmer. Randolph is unknown. Mercer set up. There's a Starwick's safe house. I don't think I've ever run into Starwink's safe house. I don't think I've run into Dayton or Griswold. Technically this stream's been up for 17 minutes, though I was broadcasting for about an hour before that, where I finished Cabot House, but it may or may not have properly recorded and uploaded. Which is kind of a pity, because, you know, we did Cabot House and all that, and mostly after that I was selling and setting up another Mila. However, I did show off some modifications I did to the spacesuit. Oh. Probably need to take off my hat and whatnot, don't I? Take off that. We'll take off that. Take off that. There we go.
Heads up. Tom's
So
got
this
more
is act-
buddies in stock. Check with him.
This is actually from a mod called Fully Functional Spacesuit, which basically allows you to loot the alien spacesuit and use it for your own. I applied those same meshes to the spacesuit from Nuka World. That's a mesh exchange. And then I also tinkered with the Nuka Girl rocket suit, giving it a functional jetpack, as well as making the helmet actually clear and allowing you to see allowing you to actually have hair underneath it. And that's using the meshes from functional Nuka Girl suit with hair. The jetpack effect is actually just from Armorsmith Extended. I just add the functionality. I'm going to add in, next time I'm tinkering with it, the effect from the Acrobat Legendary, which reduces fall damage. But you can still take fall damage when you're using this. I may also see if I can make it so you can have larger hang time with this. Because right now it's using power armor's action point drain, which is pretty fast. See if I can make that less demanding. Because, I mean, after all, you're not in power armor, so... No, it's just like the jetpack. As you can see here, it drains my action points. I can do it mid-air, so you can stagger it. Obviously, it doesn't work too well here, as you can see. But when we pop out, I'll show it off again. Let me get back over to my charisma gear. And sell a few things to Tinka Tom.
You gotta be careful, man.
Oh, how am I swapping out my clothes so fast? I'm using a mod called Outfit Switcher. And I'm also using a mod called Fallout 4 Hotkeys. So the Outfit Switcher item I have bound to one of my additional hotkeys. It's actually my number pad. So like for example, 0 on my number pad triggers bullet time. 1 is switch to the next outfit. 2 toggles immersive HUD. So I still got a bunch of other buttons I can use for my hotkeys. And it doesn't affect my weapon hotkeys because it's a completely separate set of buttons. That'll work. Now, when we were using the flamer, I said I set the flamer so it's what functions similar to and the cryo cell. Yeah, it is not showing the ammo usage on that. I have to look into that to see why it's not displaying it. You see it's not showing the charge. There's a charge on these, it's not showing a charge on my flamers and cryo cells. Now, what does my... Oh yes, my inventory is finally no longer over encumbered. Let's see here. Let's switch over to the Nuka Girl's rocket suit. Gotta take off my hat. Re-equip it. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to the North End Graveyard. That'll give us an exterior location. where I can show off the Nuka girl's suit with the functional rocket pack. As you can see, it is based upon my action point drain. Now, of course, if I were to toggle God mode, where action points never drain, that's about as high up as you can go. And then you lose.
You okay? That looked painful.
But as you can see here, that's about as high up as you can go by default. I'll have to take a look at the unlimited jetpack mod and see if I can apply that to this. So this thing will be uniquely have an infinite height. Let me take off the Survivalist Go pack. The jet thrusters are not perfect. But again, I'm still tweaking the design. But if I take this off, you'll see that the jets are not quite in the right position. But they're close. They're pretty close. And I can actually still breathe underwater with this, plus I get +1 charisma. Can do that as well. So yeah, still some tinkering to do, as you can see. Turn off God mode. Let's switch back to... Sure, why not? Switch back to the plasma thrower. Hello, Lorenzo.
You go inside first. I'll join you at the right moment.
There. Have you lost your mind? Why did you release Lorenzo?
You were just keeping him prisoner to keep yourselves alive.
That's a lie. I worked for centuries to find a way to cure him. But he doesn't want to be cured. He likes what he's become.
Hold on there, Jack. He has a point. Your story about curing Lorenzo has never quite added up.
What are you doing, Edward?
I'd just like to hear what he has to say. He's talked to Lorenzo. I never have. You're saying you think Jack's been lying about Lorenzo all this time.
I don't know. He seems pretty crazy now, but who wouldn't be after being locked up for 400 years?
Well, Jack, anything you want to clear up before Lorenzo gets here?
You can't seriously doubt me, Edward. After all I've done for you?
Oh my...
Ah, you're all here. Good.
How did you get in here?
Feel like we
Why
stepped
so
back in time.
surprised? This is my house, after all. I like...
I wonder, curiously, what does the quest say about Cabot House?
what you've done with the place.
Lorenzo, thank God you finally escaped. Jack just wouldn't listen.
Be
You
silent!
know I would never.
You have all betrayed me. Kept me a prisoner and fed off me like vampires to prolong your pathetic, worthless lives. That is now over. Your time is up.
Wow, he is not going to go aggressive to me, is he? But is he going to go aggressive to me?
Another one for the Minutemen.
It's a damn shame things had to end like this.
What are you gonna do now?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had to answer that for myself. Only thing I'm sure of is that I won't stay here. I've had my doubts about the Lorenzo situation for a long time. You may not realize, I've been working for the Cabot since before the Great War.
Would
I
he
never
need the
met
mysterious
Lorenzo, of
serum?
course.
Would it actually cure
He was
dualism?
already locked up in Parsons when I came on board. So I've had to take Jack's word for everything the whole time. And I won't lie. I had a good situation here, and I didn't want to rock the boat. I don't know if it was the right decision or not. But what's done is done.
Well, good luck. It's been a pleasure working for you.
Same to you. I'm sorry I got you involved in this mess. Well, no point in hanging around here any longer. I'm done with the Cabots.
Oh, Lorenzo's not aggressive to me.
Hey.
Well, that's done. Thank you for your assistance.
What are you gonna do now?
Well, it seems that things have changed while I've been away. I have so much to learn. This new world seems to be one of limitless possibilities for people of our talents and inclinations.
What are you talking about? The world's been destroyed.
You're looking at things the wrong way, my friend. The old world's luxuries were paid for by an infinity of rules and restrictions. There was no room for a truly creative mind to flourish. Now, however, there's nothing to stand in my way. Or yours. But first, one last piece of unfinished business. I promised to share my blood with you, and I always keep my promises. Here is your reward. I will provide you with a lifetime supply, as needed. But remember, this is my gift to you. I will give you another vial when you need it, for your own use only. Do not sell it, or throw it away. After business, pleasure. Help yourself to a drink if you like. Jack seems to have done very well for himself, despite everything.
Yeah, they're all kind of creepy, aren't they? I'm not sure who is the actual villain here.
There we go.
Don't find many of those anymore.
Yeah, it's loot. I'll take the loot.
I can't decide if this makes Jack more impressive or even crazier than I thought.
Jack's got some wine in the corner there. What's this terminal gonna tell me? Drenched. Refunded? Attack?
Through.
Oh my god! That's a lot of records. Alright, February 10th, 1968. I think I finally have the new terminal set up correctly. Let's see if this saves. Yes! I can already see that this is going to increase my productivity immensely. Never mind Mother's carpeting about newfangled contraptions. I see that I mistyped my name on the setup screen. I'll have to check the manual for how to fix that. It would get annoying to see that every time I log in. Jack Cabot. Apparently Jack Cabot never figured out how to change his name. Still learning how to work with this new computer. Searching the manual for an hour last night, but couldn't find out how to reset my name on the login screen. Oh well, hardly worth worrying about right now. I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. At some point, I'll need to take the time to transcribe all of my old paper notes into this system so that I can easily access them. But for now, let me summarize my progress so far in understanding Father's condition, so I have a baseline to refer back to here. All attempts to directly remove the artifact have been unsuccessful so far. Father's blood pressure dropped precipitously, and detectable brainwaves nearly flatlined each time. The results were the same with total anesthesia, father unconscious, local anesthesia, father conscious, several types of antipsychotics, to do, fill in exact list and dosage from my notes, varying dosages of LSD, to do, fill in dosages from notes. This implies that disabling the artifact in some way will be necessary in order to remove it from father. Question, is the psychotic effect permanent, i.e. will it survive removal of the artifact, or is the artifact actively and directly inducing it? This makes me think I sided with Lorenzo. I mean, so Lorenzo may be insane, but it's clear that his son didn't give a shit about him except for using him as a subject and possibly removing the artifact for his own use. I've been very cautious with directly physically interacting with the artifact since the very early days. My attempts to probe or tinker with it were met with similar physical symptoms and father to my attempts to remove it. I won't attempt it again until I have a much greater understanding of the artifact's inner workings. 4. Active scanning of the artifact itself has proven useless. I currently consider this a dead end. X-rays so far have proven opaque to all my senses. Obviously, I'm limited to the amount of radiation I can risk subjecting father to. Radio imaging again. The artifact is opaque at all wavelengths. Passive scanning has been more promising. This is an area I plan to devote much more time. The artifact radiates across the electromagnetic spectrum, and at varying strengths and wavelengths. I have some basic telemetry already built into father's cell, and have built collecting data for the past 2 years. So far, it isn't much more than suggestive of further avenues of research, but I am quite confident that over time, and with more sophisticated senses, I'll be able to gain genuinely useful insight into the way the artifact is controlling father. To do, get military contacts from Senator DeSoto. They're likely to have more advanced tech that I can get commercially. Consider making deals for samples of serum, if necessary. Already not sounding like the best person, is he? 6. The physical symptoms and charges that follow the artifact are as follows. Extreme paranoia and psychotic tendencies. This was obvious from the first. Since no drug has proven effective in mitigating these symptoms, all evidence points to being directly induced by the artifact. Agelessness. As yet, unidentified modifications to his blood chemistry have prevented any further aging since his first encounter with the artifact. In fact, he may be in better physical health than before. It seems likely that the artifact is actively monitoring and correcting any problems it finds within the host organism. Telekinesis, the most surprising ability. I tend to believe this is not actual telekinesis, but something generated by the mechanisms in the artifact itself, perhaps using manipulation of gravity waves beyond our current technology. Increased physical strength, perhaps a side effect of the artifact monitoring and improving of its host. This caused some difficulty early on in Father's confinement, before I was fully aware of his abilities, but is now merely something to be aware of. Father's blood chemistry shows various changes from human norms, as well as traces of currently unidentified substances. I've proven that at least some of these symptoms described by life can be communicated to another person through use of blood transfusion. So far, through pure trial and error, I've been able to produce a serum with several of the beneficial qualities and a few side effects. My actual understanding of what the serum is doing is so far limited, I'll continue to pursue this as time allows, but it seems unlikely to be of much use in actually freeing Father from the artifact. X-rays of Father's brain show no physical intrusions of the artifact. His skull remains intact, and I can see no signs that it has even penetrated his flesh. At this point, I believe that the blood chemistry changes, except it must be being induced by the artifact indirectly, is instructing Father's cells on how to manufacture these substances. 9. My most successful intervention to date has been the development of the Abrimelin field, detailed specs and files at Parsons. Earliest crude implementation, 1898, was simply a full-spectrum dampening field tuned to the same frequency given off by the artifact. It didn't interfere with the artifact's operation, but at great cost to Father's health. At that time, I had no choice. It would have been impossible to confine any other way. The refinement of the field has been a priority over the last decade. I've managed to reduce the negative physical effects on Father while more directly blocking the artifact's telekinesis powers. So far, my attempts to broaden the field's interference with other aspects of the artifact have been unsuccessful. They bring on similar physical symptoms to attempting to physically remove the artifact, but this remains the most promising avenue of my research. If I can discover how to interrupt this communication, I believe I'll have the key to removing it, or at least mitigating some of the other danger symptoms, psychosis, etc. That was a long entry. Okay, this one looks like it's pretty short. Mother and Imogen have left for another European tour. While I take care of the latest generational shift, getting more difficult to make this work on our modern age. Luckily, money still talks. I have to find someone reliable to leave in charge of Parsons while I'm gone. Perhaps Anderson can be trusted not to meddle. And that was a good 30 years later. It's about a year after, well, a few months after that. Good to be back. John Cabot, long-lost cousin of the Cabots, has been returned to claim his inheritance after the freak accident that claimed the lives of Jack and his family. As usual, I have to be careful to respond to people when addressing me as John, and this beard is going to take some getting used to. But such are the burdens of immortality. Anderson proved loyal and uninclined to poke his nose in anything, so that's another hurdle passed. I need to try and get as much done as I can while Mother is away. I find I'm much more productive than usual during these transitions. And let's see. That's a good... Well, Lorenzo found the artifact in like 1896. So yeah, over 400 years. For the actual span of these records, it looks like it goes from 1968 to 2115. I'm not seeing any other records. No, it just goes to 2115. This is 2023. I've been experimenting with some of the new transistors, and it looks possible to make a portable version of the Gremlin field generator. This would be very useful if we were ever to have to move Lorenzo to a different facility for any reason. A lot more work is necessary for us, and testing it on Lorenzo is out of the question. I won't risk shutting down the main field. By replicating the current field frequency pattern should at least give us something that we could try in emergency, even if I can't be 100% certain it will work. 2058. I've just hired a new fellow to help with the family affairs. Edward Deegan. Comes highly recommended. It is too easy for me to ignore the passage of time now, but I've just realized how old Daniel is getting. It would be time for him to retire in a few years, and it's past time to start grooming his replacement. It's always such a difficult process I tend to put off, especially as Mother can be so difficult with anyone new. If Edward proves reliable, I can start easing him into the family secrets. Tricky, but necessary. So far so good. Mother has taken to him, which is the essential first step. 2075. There isn't even a record for when the war happened, which is... Because the war was, what, 78? I think so. I had Robco out again. It seems like a small thing, but this login screen glitch has been driving me crazy. I assumed that it would be fixed with the upgraded terminals. You can be sure I was careful to type my name incorrectly this time, but no. When it booted up the next time, there it was again. This time, they completely wiped the entire system and reinstalled it from their master holotapes. Unbelievable. The typo is still there. They promised to have some of their sharpest engineers look into the problem, but I'm not sure they were being completely serious. If I don't hear from them within a couple of weeks, I'll make a few calls. 2076. Apparently, the political situation has become very dangerous. I don't pay much attention to current events, but Imogene's latest beau is a high muckety-muck in some government agency and has been telling her alarming stories about how close things have gotten to a full-scale nuclear war. I wonder if we are following in the footsteps of the ancients who created the artifact. If so, who might be our successors thousands of years from now? Will a cockroach civilization eventually rise to wonder at the artifacts we left behind? It really happened. I don't think I've quite come to terms with what it means for the long run. But one crisis after another. We certainly aren't out of the woods yet. But the simple fact is, I can write this again means we are better off than most people. I don't have time to write down everything that's happened. Fortunately, Boston was spared a direct hit. My first concern was Parsons, of course. We had to maintain power at all costs. We've always had backup generators, more than usual even for a medical facility. But these were intended for short-term outages, not as a permanent power supply. Then there was a question of security. Edward proved himself amazingly resourceful. He already had plans in place just for such an emergency. Thank God he paid more attention to the news than I did. Still, there's no real planning for the end of civilization. He and I have been at Parsons for almost a month, trying to keep things from completely falling apart. Edward has been out more than he should. I'm afraid he's taken a heavy dose of radiation, but there was really no choice. I'll do what I can for him. I don't know how I could replace him now. Well, you know, if he's taken a heavy dose of radiation there, Jack, it could have given him the mysterious serum, which, like, removes 1,000 rads and, you know, repairs damage and makes you young, you know. Just saying. He didn't have to end up a ghoul. Imogen has stepped up amazingly. I had no idea she had it in her. The man we left in charge here proved unreliable, apparently cracked under the pressure, and tried to evict Imogen and Mother at gunpoint. He didn't reckon on Imogen, and neither did I. She took charge and somehow kept things secure here in spite of everything. I'll have to see what Edward can do about a more permanent solution for power and security. For Cabot House, but for the moment things look much better than they might. I expect even our resources will be tested to the limit over the coming years. In some ways I'm glad for the challenge. One thing's for sure, the end of the world isn't boring. I think I can finally say that things are looking up. Edward has recruited a more or less reliable security force to protect Parsons. The power situation is stabilized. Edward assures me we now have spare parts stockpiled for at least 50 years. Moving between here and Parsons is still the biggest problem. There's no sign of any return of law and order, just the opposite in fact. but Edward has proven skilled at dealing with the various groups of thugs that have sprung up. Speaking of Edward, his radiation section has developed in a most fortunate way. For a time I thought he was surely going to die, but then the condition stabilized. He now seems actually immune to further radiation. Apparently this is not unknown in other survivors, although Edward tells me that a strong prejudice has developed against these people. Hard to understand, as they seem uniquely qualified to survive in this new world. One benefit of the end of civilization that I hadn't anticipated, there's no need now for us to have to die periodically. I can go back to being Jack Cabot again for the foreseeable future. No more neighbors to poke their noses into our business. I have lately immersed myself in Lorenzo's work like never before. I wish now, this is about 100 years later, I had made more effort, when it was still possible, to try to locate the site of the so-called Ubar. After my initial failed attempt to find the site, I dismissed it as both hopeless and useless. Better focus my energies on the immediate problems. But now, after going over Lorenzo's papers more thoroughly, I believe there are enough clues to the general location that a large-scale search using aircraft might have been feasible, something that was impossible by first attempt. Of course, maybe I could have found some other artifacts that could have studied more directly, even if they were for completely different purposes. It would have been invaluable understanding how the ancient technology functions. I've also come to realize how brilliant Lorenzo actually was. I was far too quick to dismiss his theories. The arrogance of youth. I am now convinced that his essential premise is correct. The artifact he found was not made by humans. All the evidence was there, but Lorenzo was the only one who put it all together and actually understood what it meant. A staggering thing to think of. If only he had been capable of dealing with fools a bit more diplomatically, might have gained more general acceptance of his theories and not been driven to such secrecy in his final expeditions. Woo! That was a lot of reading. Well, looks like Lorenzo doesn't mind me looting everything that isn't nailed down, so I'm going to loot everything that isn't nailed down. Because I can. That's just up here. There's Garvey. Anything notable here? Lots of artifacts. No, if you kill Lorenzo, what you end up getting is you'll have to come back after a bit. But what will happen is Jack will take the artifact and shove it onto a gamma gun. And you basically get a Fusro Da gun. Not even kidding. That's what you get. Oh, well, you can technically loot Lorenzo's suit, so you get Lorenzo's suit as well out of the deal. But yeah, basically you get a gamma gun that does no damage and Fusro Da's everybody. So I could have become the Dragonborn instead of becoming immortal. So those are your choices. You can become immortal by siding with Lorenzo, or become the Dragonborn by siding with Jack. Damn you, unimmersive toilet paper! What do we got here? 1894. This is Lorenzo's note. I'm finally away. Imogen and Wilhelmina came to see me off. Imogen was begging not to go, as usual, poor girl. She takes these partying so hard. Jack wasn't there, of course. He thinks I'm making a laughingstock of the whole family with these expeditions. Has no time for what he calls ancient superstitions. No matter, this time I will return with proof that even Jack will not be able to deny. Saturday, 10th of February, 1894, in the Atlantic, aboard the SS Wakeful. The weather is fine. The captain promises a quick crossing to Lisbon. The red tape involved in organizing this expedition tried my patience almost to the breaking point, but I'm sure it was better to obtain the necessary permit from the Omani authorities to the State Department. I can only hope that my sheaf of documents and ready cash will be enough to placate the local governor when I arrive. Wednesday, the 21st of February. In the Western Meridian, aboard the SS Wakeful. So far, so good. Uneventful crossing, Munich. Was waiting for us in Lisbon with the welcome news that he had perfected his electrical sensing apparatus, which is now safely on board in its crates. If it works as well as he claims, this may save us weeks or even months of excavation. 5th of March, 1894, Suez, Egypt. Still waiting to finish hiring our team of diggers. I'm beside myself with impatience to be on my own. We are so close now, but I know from my long experience that we will have better luck with an experienced Egyptian team rather than relying on the locals. For 11th of March, 1894, Salem, Salah Omna. At last, we docked yesterday and have been unloading at a feverish pace. Any more delays and we will be in danger of having to postpone until the summer heat has passed. Friday, 16th of March, near Wadi Adim Udmani. We are on our way. Nothing more stands in my way but the impenetrable desert and the secrets of the ages. Ha! I welcome these challenges. They seem like child's play after the endless delays and paper shuffling bureaucrats have had to overcome to get here. 28th of March, 1894. We have reached the spot without incident. Some superstitious grumbling of the local guide, who I take to be a good sign. Tomorrow we see if Metronarch's apparatus works. If not, we begin digging in the traditional way. Egypt, quarter Arabia, March 30th, 1894. Munich's apparatus has been bulky, sand and its delicate workings, no doubt, but he has obtained a favorable reading in a depression to the south. Heat during the day is tremendous. We'll set to work tomorrow and see what we see. 2nd of April, empty quarter, Arabia. Nothing at the southern depression. Munich swears that it wasn't a false reading. 2 more days and I'll have to be in a search grid across the whole site, as disappointing as that will be. 3rd of April, empty quarter, Arabia. Success! Late in this afternoon, the diggers struck worked stone, apparently the edge of a large circular structure. More trouble from the guide, the wisdom of not hiring the diggers locally now even more apparent, as they pay little attention to him. 6th of April, Ubar. Empty quarter, Arabia. I am now convinced we found Ubar itself. We've uncovered several fragmentary inscriptions with runes that match the ancient text. We've made excellent progress, clearly part of what appears to be a monumental plaza. 18th of April, Ubar. All work has stopped. Sandstorm, one of the worst I've experienced. We are huddled in our tents in the lee of one of the large outcroppings and must hope to ride it out. The darkness is complete, although it is mid-morning. 20th of April, Ubar. Sandstorm continues for a 3rd day. Like nothing anyone has ever seen, the guide is becoming very troublesome. Some of the diggers are beginning to listen to his wild tales of ancient curses and forbidden secrets. Even the normally phlegmatic Metronach is beginning to show signs of cracking on the strain. 21st of April. Sandstorm is over, but 2 weeks of work have been undone. The area that we had cleared is now buried under several feet of new sand. The guide disappeared in the night. I won't miss him, but the diggers are even more unsettled. May 3rd. We've located what must be the foundations of the great temple. So far, nothing but stone and rubble, but something must have survived. Weather is getting the worse by the day. Metronarch's talking again about resuming work in the winter, but I won't hear of it. Not when we're this close. May 13th, 1894. I must record everything while it's fresh in my mind, although it's hard to concentrate with the crown right here in front of me. It's almost unbelievable, even to me, that I held it in my hand, an artifact so clearly not made by any human civilization. But let me set down how it happened as clear as I can. We had worked for at least a week to clear the shaft beneath the great temple. Even the diggers had caught the excitement. Then we hit solid stone, a cyclopean block. A series of blocks, as it turns out. Obstructing a tunnel, clearly, deliberately sealed by the builders. We almost despaired of getting through. 3 days of laborious pickwork. I wouldn't risk explosives here, of all places. Then the breakthrough into darkness. I was first in. The dust of ages covered everything. Clearly a burial crypt. Sarcophagus at one end of the chamber. We lifted the lid and... inside, even I fell to my knees in shock. The diggers that were helping us fled. Metronarch, white-faced. I feared he was having a heart attack. Luckily, no. We made a full catalog of the tomb in the morning. I ordered it sealed up overnight. Not that I really believe any of the diggers would dare to enter it again, but better safe than sorry. I removed only the crown, reverently, without disturbing the body or any of the other artifacts. So, vindication! The crown waits, gleaming as if new made, although I know it's older than any human artifact ever uncovered. Later, I know that this note of the city's name was not Ubar. This building was not a temple. And what was released was not a crypt. I have so much to learn and so much to teach Wilhelmina and Jack and Imogen. When I return, we will return together. May 14th. Mr. Duck was extremely surprised to see me wearing the crown this morning, and tried to argue with me when I ordered the men to bury everything we've uncovered. It doesn't matter now. The sandstorms will erase all evidence that we were ever here long before anyone can stumble across the site again. And the city's location is now safe with me until I can return and uncover more of her secrets when I am ready. Whew. Hey, look, another surgical journal.
There we go.
Apparently, Lorenzo doesn't want me sleeping in his bed. Fine, I won't sleep in your bed, Lorenzo. Whew. There is a lot of reading in this one, isn't there? Imogene's. So this is Imogene's room. Now we got her password off of her corpse. Oh God. Look. My God, look at all those entries. No. We'll come back another time and read those. My God. My God. I can only read so much off of these damn in-game terminals.
Helping free cents and all that. They don't sound too bad.
Yes? What can I do for you?
Oh, I'm just grabbing stuff. Don't mind me. Ooh, clean napkins. Whew. Okay. I believe this is where, Deegan sleeps.
Sweet. Keep in mind that you can do that.
Laundry room. Saddle up,
Like
Salisbury steak.
If you need rest.
Well, I think that's everything in here. The only thing we haven't looted, or the only thing we haven't done, is read all of that crazy stuff in Imogene's entry. We'll do that another time, because dear God. That was a lot of reading. Suppose it makes sense. They are over 400 years old. They'd write a lot. Woo! Boy! I think most of this section was just reading the various things at the Cabot House. Boy. I am liking my plasma thrower. Quick save. Quick save, thank you.
Let's get this over with.
Over there. I'm tempted to rocket over there with the Nuka Girl suit. Sure, let's try it. Wait, can I use this in water?
You're an inspiration to us all, Knight. Do us proud.
You think the Commonwealth looks bad? You should see the capital wasteland.
Let me guess. Captain Kells sent you?
That's right.
Let's take this somewhere more private. Follow me. We've converted this section of the terminal into our primary supply depot. Everything the Brotherhood needs to operate passes through here. Supplies from the Pridwin, salvage from the field, we handle it all. Access is strictly limited to the logistics detail, and we track every crate, every bullet, every bolt that comes through that door.
Alright.
Sergeant Gavel.
Which is why I don't take kindly to these accusations. I know every soldier in this unit. The thought that anyone would question their loyalty makes me sick. If you've got questions, ask. Otherwise, stay out of our way.
Tell me about the missing supplies.
We're down over 20 crates, if you believe the scribes. All food. Dried meat, Instamash, mac and cheese. It doesn't make sense. I could see someone stealing weapons or tech, but our thief goes to all this trouble for a lifetime supply of cram.
Well, you know, cram is pretty damn good.
Tell me about the logistics division.
I've been in charge of this unit for almost 10 years now. We're a small group. We stick together. And we keep the Brotherhood running.
Where should I begin my investigation?
You shouldn't. This is a waste of time. I've already spoken with my men. They haven't seen anything.
Well, of course I haven't seen anything. You think someone who actually did this would have admitted it?
If you insist on questioning someone, go bother Lucia or Clark. I can spare them.
Lucia and Clark?
Knight Lucia and Initiate Clark. They were just posted to this detail a few weeks ago. They're still learning their way around, but I'll have them in shape soon enough. If you have to badger someone with your questions, it might as well be them.
That's all for now, Sergeant.
Take my advice. Poke around a little. Then tell the captain to let it go. It's not worth your time or mine.
You're here about the thefts, right? Look, I already told Sergeant Gavel everything I know.
You already spoke with Gavel?
He questioned the entire unit. None of us saw anything. Look, I want to get to the bottom of this as much as anyone. What do you want to know?
What's the security situation here like?
We're in the middle of a hardened military base, under constant guard. Nothing's getting in or out of here without us knowing about it.
You really think the base is that secure?
I do. And even if something did make it
And I
into the
pronounced
supply
you man
depot,
and wife?
there are knights on duty in here at all times. We'd see something.
Tell me about the missing supplies.
I really don't know anything. I've heard the rumors, same as everyone else. That's all.
What rumors have you heard?
Well, they say raiders with stealth boys hit the terminal every night. That supplies disappear faster than we can bring them in. It's a lot of garbage. I usually work the night shift. Believe me, the only thing you risk dying of is boredom.
Tell me about the logistics unit.
There are what, 10 of us now? Something like that. Our division reports to Proctor Teagan, up on the Pridwin. Sergeant Gavel handles day-to-day operations. He's run logistics for years. Other than the sergeant, there's Lucia, me, the scribes, and a few other knights who aren't fit for field duty.
Lucia?
Excuse me. Knight Lucia. We joined the Brotherhood together. She'll probably get assigned to a patrol team soon. Me? I'll still be stuck here.
That's all, Initiate.
Sir?
Looting, because I frickin' can.
Copper wire. Could you tell me where... Oh, I'm sorry, I don't think we've met. Knight Lucia, Logistics. What can I do for you, Knight?
Fun fact, if you've actually done enough of the quests that you get promoted to a higher rank, they will reference it here.
Do you have time for some questions?
Oh. You must be here about the missing supplies. I'm not sure I can be of much help, but, what do you want to know?
What's the security like around here?
It's tight. At least 2 knights and a scribe on duty at all times. And we've got the entire base right here. We don't have much to worry about.
Is there any way to get past all that security?
Well, you'd have to be in logistics. We're the only ones authorized to bring supplies in or out. Then what? Well, there's no way you'd get a full crate of supplies off base. With all the patrols, someone would notice. But why steal anything in the first place? The Brotherhood provides everything we need. No one here has any connection to the Commonwealth. I don't know. None of this makes any sense.
Do you know anything about the missing supplies?
Not really. I've heard it's mostly food and, vacuum tubes? No, sorry, they just lost those.
You lost some vacuum tubes? How often are supplies lost around here?
Someone had just filed them in the wrong place, apparently. Clark found them the next day. The little things do happen, but it never amounts to much. The sergeant may complain, but Proctor Teagan and his scribes are very thorough. 1 or 2 crates, maybe, but not this many.
What's it like working in logistics?
It's not a bad post. Sergeant Gavel is tough, but I've learned a lot from working here. I guess some people take to it and some don't. Like Clark.
What about Clark?
We joined the Brotherhood around the same time, about 2 years ago. We've always been friends. Well, until recently.
Why? What happened?
It was after the battle.
The battle?
Battle for the airport. It was our first real combat mission. It was something to see. The Pridwin coming in under full vertebrate escort, guns blazing. We were one of the first teams to hit the ground. Dozens of ferals. We opened fire and cut them down, and hunted the ones that tried to run. It was everything I had hoped for. But Clark, he hasn't been the same since. It's like he's just given up. Since then, I've noticed him slipping off by himself, once or twice a day. I never thought much of it, but do you think you could follow him? See what he's doing? His shift should be over in a few minutes. Maybe it's nothing, but I'm worried about him.
Oh, they want me to shadow
All right.
someone.
That's it for today.
They want me to shadow someone. Yeah. I don't think I'm equipped to shadow anyone. I don't think my stealth skills are all that good. I mean, I only have 5 ranks in sneak and ten ranks in covert operations. Clearly, 15 ranks of sneak plus a chameleon effect aren't enough to hide from anybody.
must have been amazing, flying in a plane.
Hey, what are you doing out here?
It's you, Garvey, isn't it?
I'm just out for a walk, Initiate.
Don't sneak up behind me like that. This place is bad enough. I'm gonna head back in a few minutes. Don't wait up.
Garvey? 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 Preston! Hey, Gravy Boat, where the hell are you?
You haven't lived until you tipped the
Hey,
bomb and you pointed
hold
it.
position.
I'd rather be watching your back, but okay.
Thank you, Gravy Boat.
I'm not on duty. Leave me alone.
Dude, how are you seeing me? I'm literally invisible. This quest is so messed up. Like, all my stealth skills, and apparently it's not enough.
I don't want to talk right now.
So, go somewhere.
Excuse me.
Fine.
Cut that out. Seriously. Alright, let's go grab Gravy.
Heads up. Moving out.
Come, Preston Gravy. Sometimes I think it would just be easier to take the other route for this quest.
Going again. Facilities.
Can we slip past these guys? Preston gravy.
Please watch your step.
Knight Ryland's holotag.
Please watch your step.
Ooh boy, I get some serious lag here.
It's gonna be hard getting through here without getting soaked. Here we go.
My God. Okay, fine. They're in water. I'm just gonna open the looting menu. My God, look at that lag. Can I even move? This is completely unplayable. don't even want to go back for that damn hammer I missed. This lag is completely unplayable.
Oh, damn! If we get in a firefight down here, make sure you hit what you're aiming at. This whole place is just waiting to blow.
Okay. This is not gonna work. Like, this is completely unplayable.
This one's all mine.
I'm not uploading or downloading anything. Am I? I can easily check. Let me see here. Nope, I can't even get out of the console. Force close, Fallout 4. Don't think it's Windows updating. I can check. No. Nothing else of note there. Let's give this another try, shall we? Yeah, but it seemed to be the problem was when we entered that other area, so...
Moving walkway is Please watch your step.
Quick save again.
Please watch your step.
It's gonna be hard getting through here without getting soaked.
Quick save again. Actually, let's do a full save. How's it look over here? Here was where it went all wonky. Alright, we seem fine now. Liking this weapon. I am liking my crippling plasma thrower. It eats ammo, but dear God, that's something I can fix. This is a
Get in
fun
the
weapon.
firefight down here. Make sure you hit what you're aiming at. This whole place is just way too low.
Quick save again.
Yes.
We're not even getting the lights-based lag that we were getting before.
Opening fire.
So it's just fail out being a little bit weird. Nice try, Ghoul. But not good enough. Alright, I'm probably gonna regret doing this. Okay. Wasn't actually that regrettable, to be honest. Quick save again. Well, that I wasn't expecting. I was kind of thinking it might be a chain reaction. I was kind of curious to see the chain reaction, but...
I knew it. Let's do this.
What happened to that glowing one? Did it retreat? Save again.
A lot of hiding places around here. Keep a sharp eye out.
Gonna regret this. Oh, I thought there might have been loot that was protecting. Ah, well. Slow. S-L-O-W. S-L-O-W. Shop? Set. Turret override program. Override targeting parameters.
I bet that'll fetch more than a few caps.
That is a lot of loot. Nothing there.
Watch your step. Unless you want to go first.
Yeah, poor fool. Why do you have Raider armor in your suitcases, people? You're not Raiders. Raiders didn't exist pre-war. Why do you have Raider armor in your suitcases? Woo. I'm gonna step back. Gavi! House. Choose? Something very similar to choose.
There we go.
Garvey. Crap. Nearly scared the piss out of me, Garvey. Ah, I got the crap in the foot in the pan. Run, run. There is a bottle cap mine right there. That could have been very unpleasant if that guy had set off my bottle cap mine. Very, very unpleasant.
For your safety, please do not tamper with Protectron stewards.
Oh boy. Apparently they use wireless telephones in the Fallout universe, because I never see any wires on the telephones. And that's actually the last of my bottle cap mines.
Opening fire.
Whew.
You sure that's worth taking with us?
Well, it's not worth not taking with us, Preston. I hate to say this, but I'm going to have to switch to something that is not a bottle cap mine. My God. Still have a nuke mine. I guess I'll go with the cryo mine. I can go with plasma grenades. Up. Let me loot the magazine. Thank you. Now, information desk. Oh, no. I don't think any of these are going to add new map markers, but it won't hurt. Interesting, I didn't have Beantown Brewery despite having the quest to take me there. That's surprising. Well, I suppose the quest technically has me meeting up with Travis, and then when I get close enough it would flag on my map. That's still kind of surprising. You know, because usually whenever an NPC just mentions a location, it just gets added to your map, irregardless. Kind of surprising there, actually. Quick save.
Come out.
I am not exactly hiding.
Clark.
What are you doing down here?
I was investigating the missing supplies. It looks like I found them.
Damn it. I thought I was being careful. Someone was bound to catch me eventually. I can't keep this up forever.
All this food. Have you been feeding these ferals?
Yes. It's been working, too.
What do you mean it's been working? Why are you doing this?
It's a long story. I had a friend who was a ghoul once. As human as you or me. But the Brotherhood says ghouls are abominations. They all deserve to die. Would you kill him, too? Just because of who he is?
Was he a feral?
What difference does it make? Weren't they all human once? I joined the Brotherhood 2 years ago. In all that time, I never doubted our beliefs. Never questioned them. But during the battle for the airport, the ghouls, they just kept coming. I killed, I don't even know how many. They started running away. But we kept going. I killed them. I killed them all.
Kid, you did what you had to do.
That's what Lucia said. But we could have stopped. We could have just driven them off. We didn't have to slaughter them after the battle. I needed some time to think.
Is Twitch broken again? Seriously? I'm hoping it's just my video preview that's breaking, and not the actual broadcast. Alright, just my video preview, good.
I found this place. And the ghouls. What could I do? Report it, and they'd all be killed. Ignore them, and they'd attack the base. I thought, if I brought them food, maybe they'd just stay down here. There wouldn't have to be any more killing. Do you think I did the right thing?
It was worth a try.
That's what I thought. But if the ghouls ever find a way out, what are you gonna do
Preston just
about
like
them?
that?
I won't say anything.
As long as we can keep them here, out of sight, no one will ever
Preston
know.
just like that as well? Seriously,
And what about
Preston?
me?
You should turn yourself in.
I suppose so. The captain will never understand.
Preston just like that?
It's the honorable thing to do. You might respect that at least. I need a few minutes to get my thoughts together. Go on ahead. The elevator's in the next room. You can use my key card. I'll be up soon.
Seriously? Preston disliked all of my choices. Every last one of them. The hell, Preston? The hell? What in the name of John Henry Adams is wrong with you, Preston Garvey? How did you dislike... How did he dislike every single choice I made? I made the morally right choice. And he... Garvey is being a little bitch, exactly. You're seriously tempting me to turn raider just to kill yo ass, Garvey. My God, Garvey. My God. You're normally so agreeable on everything, Garvey.
If you find any technical documents, you should bring them to Dr. Quinlan for analysis. Treat your power armor well, and it can get you through anything.
Actually, while I'm here, I do have a supply line connected to the Boston airport. As you can see, I am actually using a overhaul that overhauls the Boston airport. Is that one of my bots? Ah, yeah, Boston bot.
Identity confirmed. This unit is ready to serve.
Actually, I'll be back later.
Systems returning to standby mode.
Most of that weight apparently was junk. Now,
If you're looking for another safe haven, there's
if I want to get up to the upper level to where there's a vertibird, I need to go where?
At Victorian, brother.
Wait, I have a rocket suit. Alright, let's try it from here then.
You got a new assignment.
Yeah, research patrol.
Babysitting.
If you run into any sense, shoot to kill.
I've just received word from Sergeant Gabble. Initiate Clark has made a full confession. I gather we have you to thank for it. Clark has been taken into custody, and I've dispatched a patrol team to secure the ruins. I don't think I could have asked for a better outcome. I have some caps for your service. Also, I'd like you to have a piece of armor from my personal collection. Wear it well, Knight.
Captain Kells.
All ship systems are functioning at optimum levels.
All bands nominal.
When you are ready for another assignment, I'll be here.
What exactly do I have to do?
You'll be given a location to purge of those post-bomb deviants. This includes synths, those mind-eroded children of Adam. A squire will accompany you. He or she is to watch and learn. Should be a simple mission, but largely beneficial to our young soldiers in training. What do you say?
I don't have time for that.
These squires need a strong influence like you. Should you reconsider, you know where to find me.
That's a freaking Radiant mission. I have got enough Radiant missions.
Internal monitoring active.
Cade won't clear me for duty yet. He's giving me orders.
Can you believe synths are replacing humans with exact duplicates? Makes me sick.
What brings you to me today?
Let me see what you have.
Be my guest.
Yeah, let's sell him the extra fat man and missile launcher, because good lord, I don't need multiple of those. Sure, signal grenades are always useful. Yeah, like, I need a stealth boy. Should I get more missiles? I can always use more missiles. I can always use more cannonballs, actually. Trying to keep my cash on hand less than 100. Something that's coming up. Can't do that. And I'm about to get a huge influx of cash anyway to buy the extra ammo anyway. I just need to report in to a couple of people. There is going to be, yep, one right over here.
Proctor Quinlan.
Ah, Knight. You have technical documents, perhaps? Or looking to assist on a research patrol?
I found some technical documents for you.
These will prove it.
Sure.
Here are the caps that I promised.
See, I've already got 1,000 bottle caps.
Almost unlimited.
So I should be able to buy even more ammo now. And the other person I want to talk to is on the upper level. Viable blood simples. Also, Nernroot. Is a Nernroot harvestable? Yep. I can harvest the Nernroot.
We'll be on report before you can blink.
I've done it, Knight. I've created the compound.
Congratulations, Naraya.
Well, it would have been impossible without your help. I've decided to call it the X-111 compound. I thought it was fitting. Here, I already made you some samples to take with you. If you want me to continue synthesizing the compound, I'm going to need more blood samples. Just keep bringing them to me and I'll do the rest.
Well, as it just so happens...
Have you collected any blood samples, Knight?
Yes.
Here you go.
You're becoming quite the field scribe. Maybe you missed your calling. Here's some caps for the trouble.
See what I mean? I'm now all the way up to 3,000 caps, which should be enough to empty out this guy of anything else of interest. Now, first off, did I miss any legendaries? Nope, I got all those legendaries. That'll work. Still need to get rid of 1,500 caps, but that shouldn't be a problem.
I think you should stay on point. Your instincts.
I'm proud to be
seem
serving
right on
under
target.
Elder Maxon. I've had enough alliance in his foolish ways.
Now, swing around, and light deck. All right. What other things to do before we head back to Nuka Wold? Really, we've only got 2 things left. A couple of settlement missions, which I should probably do so I can get Garvey back on my side. But I seem to be pissing off Garvey quite a bit. And since we're about to go into Raider territory, that might not be the best course of action. So I want to head north, west, that way. About right, actually. Alright, let's try... We're going to do another rocket jump, but this time we're going to do it with the Nuka Girl outfit. Because then we'll be able to use actual jet thrusters to see how long we can keep going. So let us see here. Nuka Girl rocket suit. Excellent. F1 to toggle God mode. 0 for bullet time. Can we actually keep this going if I just sort of tap the rocket to keep us going airborne? Yeah, well, it's conveniently right over here. Let's see if we can check in with the Constitution. Make it from the Pridwin to the Constitution in one long jump. You can see Ironsides is loading before the high-res version of the post.
Hey, Captain.
Our hero returns. What a glorious success. True, the mission is not quite complete. One cannot deny our progress.
Hey. I'm sure everyone in the Commonwealth could see your maiden voyage.
To be certain, and our rockets gave our enemies much to consider. I wager at this rate we should
Once I
land
finish
in
talking
the
with him, we'll
ocean
actually
in
check the map to see how
perhaps
long it is.
2 more launches. My circuits tremble with excitement.
There's no way this ship will survive another launch.
We of little faith. In recognition of your courageous role in this, I hereby promote you to the role of Honorary Lieutenant. And being that I, well, cannot actually fit below decks, I hereby give you the captain's quarters as well. 3 cheers for our new lieutenant. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
Oh, Ironsides. Alright, so we are over here. And we were over we were actually over here at the Pridwin. That's actually not too bad of a jump, is it? It's definitely got potential when we're working like this, doesn't it? Now, I need to turn a little bit more to the east. A little bit more. Like that. Toggle God mode. Bullet time. Trying to see how long it actually take for us to start dropping. But apparently a long time. We're gonna pass over the Mechanist layer. I definitely think this rocket suit is going to make these long jumps a lot more fun. I mean, by the looks of it, I could probably leap all the way to the crater of Adam. Yeah, I'm actually going back up, as you can see, as I fire it. Yeah, see? As soon as I start to drop down, I can jump, I can rocket back up. I believe that series of buildings in the distance is County Crossing. Yep. Will we need another rocket jump before we land, or are we good? No, we're good. We're right above it. The buildings was federal ration stockpile. So with that in mind, then... Yeah, so we made it from the USS Constitution, which is, what, somewhere over here? To here. In one rocket jump. I'm a rocket man!
You've got to help. They've kidnapped my friend.
It's okay. You just need to tell me what happened.
They said they'd be back for the ransom in a few days. If I don't pay up, they'll kill her. But I don't have that kind of money.
Don't worry. I'll get her back.
We asked the Minutemen for help, but I didn't really think anyone
Preston
would come.
loved that.
Just bring her back safe, okay?
Revere Beach Station. It's relatively easy to get to, isn't it? Then we'll see what the slog want.
Going pretty good lately.
Do you have a minute?
What is it?
What is it? When we first met, I admit, I had my doubts about it. But you've done nothing but impress me. You're just who the Minutemen needed to bring us back from the brink.
This is after he hated everything I've been doing for the last few minutes.
Thanks. That means a lot coming from you.
You've probably realized by now how important the Minutemen are to me. When I was a kid, the Minutemen were my heroes. They were the only good guys around, really. When I turned 17, I joined up with Ezra Hollis's company. He was one of the good ones. Really believed in the old-time Minuteman way. We had a few good years there. I felt like I was part of something bigger than me. Like I was really helping make the Commonwealth a better place.
If things were so great back then, how did it all fall apart so fast?
I'm sure there was a lot I didn't see or know enough to pay attention to. You know, the politics and rivalries and bad blood between the different
Metroid
groups.
suit mod would be
I guess
interesting.
General
The
Becker
problem
was
is,
able to keep a lid
even
on
if you make a Metroid suit
everyone
mod,
more or less on the same team.
without
But
some
after he was
serious
killed,
scripting,
it all came out in the
there's no
open.
way you can make a morph ball.
I couldn't believe it.
Samus isn't the same without
These
the morph
guys
ball.
were supposed to be Minutemen. They were supposed to put their duty to the people ahead of everything else. You probably think I was pretty naive, huh? I guess I was. Still am, too. Even after everything, I still believe that the Minutemen can be what I always thought they were. The good guys.
We are the good guys.
We're doing our best. And a lot of it has to do with your example. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, thanks. Anyway, I appreciate you taking the time to listen.
Anytime, Preston.
Thanks, man. We probably better get back to it.
Wow. Despite all the hating and disliking, one Minuteman mission was enough to turn him around on me. A couple Minuteman missions would be more than enough for me to get him back on my side. Revere Beach Station is this way. I wonder if I can do this without bullet time. No, something about the way bullet time messes with the Havoc engine. Alright. Merkwaterbot. What are you doing out here, Merkwaterbot? So let's see here. Well, we've messed around with the plasma thrower for a bit. Let's take a look at the minigun of exploding. No, the plasma-infused broadsider. Let's give this baby a whirl for a bit, shall we? Can I get a sneak attack? Maybe if I get a little bit different position. This'll hurt. Assume I actually hit. That had to hurt. Cannonball to the noggin. Holy crap, nuggets. Wow, that hurt that power armor, didn't it? Road nuggets. I'm liking this weapon. As I've said before, sometimes the best kill is overkill. And this weapon is definitely overkill.
Disappearing, Doc.
Probably didn't need to take the power armor, but whatever.
Why don't you just die?
The raiders still pacified from the last time I came through here. Dude, you just took a cannonball to the face and survived. The hell, man. I'm tempted to put my Death Infuse mod on this. Simply because then we can see the cryo and the incinerating and all the other effects. Alright. Of course, I've got to be careful in here that I don't accidentally shoot the kidnap victim. Pretty sure Preston will not be impressed by that.
What are you gonna do with that?
Watch your step as you enter the train.
Whoa. Careful there, glowing rad roach.
Got it.
Wow, got it on the first one. Alright. Protectron Override Program. Already allied, okay. Don't need to do anything, they're still allied to me. Alrighty, hetero. Enjoy your smoke break. If I remember correctly, some rad roaches come out of here. Because getting a sneak attack with this thing is just ludicrous. He's over there, right. Alright. I go with the torso. And a critical for the win. No arms. Sure. How are you using a stim pack with no arms? Seriously. How are you using a stim pack to heal with no arms? Now I kind of feel sorry for you. Dude, there was a comfy pillow just inside of that train. Why weren't you using the comfy pillow? Rangers ain't got no class. Just ain't got no class. Literally had a comfy pillow feet from you. Wasn't good enough for you.
Excuse me. Don't worry. I'm here to rescue you.
Unfortunately, I am running out of ammo, despite the fact that I buy all the ammo I see. I'm actually running out of ammo for this insane weapon. You know what, I'm just gonna shove it in all into strength, get more carry capacity. Plus it allows me to do a lot more damage with melee. My institutionalized laser musket. Save. It's been a while.
Another day of hard work. Never changes.
Hey there.
I don't know how to thank you for that rescue you pulled off.
Just remember that this is all thanks to the Minutemen.
We know. That's why we support the Minutemen. You can always count on us to help out down the road.
Hey,
I'm listening.
what next?
Our scouts have found a promising spot for a new settlement.
Really? A new
Nobody's
settlement?
gonna want to move there until the bug infestation is taken care of. Once you clear it out, set up a radio feed to let settlers know about it. Before you know it, we'll have a
Taffington
thriving
Boathouse.
farm instead of wasting it.
There's a handful of locations I have not quite recruited. Taffington is one of them. Egretor's Marina is another one. And of course, there's always Spectacle Island.
We'll take back the Commonwealth, one piece at a time.
You hear about that farm run by ghouls? Isn't that something?
Alright, so we need to head north. While I'm here. Look, I'm up to 1,500 carry capacity from those 3 points of strength. Nice. That's gonna be something I regret. Oh look, it's Coastal Cottage Bot. Hey Kendall.
Let's trade.
What do we have up here? What the hell are you?
We should get going.
Mirelurk, apparently. Probably killed by Coastal Cottage Bot. Cottage Bot ain't taking no shit. Mr. Gutsy, goodbye. Preston Gravy. Gravy.
Hey.
Just point me to it. I'm on.
Ah, that would be Slogbot. Hello, Slogbot. I swear I should make a couple more robots and have them heading out from other places other than the Mechanist lair, because I could, if I wanted to, if I created a robot, if I created robots for all the settlements at all the settlements, my god. Can you imagine how safe the wasteland would be with, like, well, there's what, 30 settlements, so 30 times 30 would get you about, what, 3,000? Sentry bots patrolling the place, armed to the teeth. That definitely sounds like a recipe for cleansing the Commonwealth of any troublemaker, doesn't it? So yeah, actually it'd be what? 30 times 30 would be 900 sentry bots. Not quite over 9,000, but... And that's just the Commonwealth. If you would throw in all the Far Harbor locations and the Nuka World locations, Far Harbor has, I think, 5. So 5 times 30 there. And Nuka World has at least 1. That's another 30 there.
Hey there, friend. We're in some real trouble. Maybe you can help.
I'm with the Minutemen. How can I help?
It's these damn greenskins. The super mutants. Whenever they come through, we just have to run away or hide. They take everything they can eat and destroy most everything else. If they ever took us by surprise, we'd all be dead. We can't live like this. Please, you've got to help us.
I'll take care of those super mutants. I promise.
I hope so. We didn't know what to do.
Preston, love that. Yeah, so if I just do a couple of these settlement missions, I should be able to max out my relationship with Preston. Which means I shouldn't have to worry about taking him to Nuka World. In Funari Hall. Of course they're in Funari Hall. Way down there. Okay. Doing a couple of these should do wonders for my relationship with Garvey. I won't have to worry about him going ape shit when we go to Nuka World. In fact, if I manage to max out the relationship here, I can take someone else. But who would I take to Nuka World if we max it out with him? Maybe Strong. Strong might get along in Nuka World, you think? Strong would probably have fun in Nuka World. Who else? Who else do I not have maxed out relationship with? Well, the easiest way to do is to check on my perks. I got McCready's, so it would be, I'm thinking, either Strong, Curie, who else? Gage, but Gage is a pain in the ass to work with as well. Strong, Curie, anyone else? I think that's just it. So I've got Deacon, I've got Piper, I've got Hancock, got McCready, got Kate. I think it's just Strong, Curie, and Preston. Oh, and Paladin Dance. The Paladin Dance has a quest locking his, so he's a little less of a priority. That looks appetizing, doesn't it? Ah, Green Top Pot. Nice to see you out and about, Green Top Pot. I think what we're going to do is clear Tappington, obviously turn the mission in with Preston right behind us, and call it there for the night. We have a couple of other generic missions to do that'll be on our way back to Nuka World for tomorrow. I think we got a lot done today. And of course, by tomorrow I will have tinkered with the Nuka Girl rocket suit again. Well, that didn't go nearly as well as I had hoped, now did it?
All fine. All clear over here.
Fun fact, this is an institutionalized Gauss rifle. Because it had... well...
Wait, something's out there.
I'm afraid to stand up so I can show you these things. It's in the walls again, isn't it? We've got another blood bug stuck in the walls. Garvey.
That's it.
Pledge initiation instructions. No, I was actually trying to go to miscellaneous. Do you mind, game?
this will be test 8 of the persuasion formula.
Greetings, brothers! You are here because it is that time of year when we induct our newest members into this most esteemed fraternity. Before their initiation is complete, they must be prepared to receive the mysteries of our order. You can find the substances necessary to open their minds in the drainage, as you all remember from your own initiation.
There it is. No, actually, I have hitmans on it.
That the pledges should be blindfolded before you bring them up the canal, and keep an eye out for anyone out late in the park. The elders will be by Sunday evening for the dinner, and all new pledges must be present, so stick to the normal dosage. Orto oblitus osa!
And now to deal with all the blood bugs. And toggle collision. Yep. Stuck inside the meshes again. There's always a blood bug who gets stuck inside the mesh. Always. Excellent. Head up through the window. That was very efficient.
Got it.
Well, that looks pleasant, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm sure people love sitting in that. What does Margaret's note say? That's about the guy we already found. That was a corpse. Being missing for over a day.
Nice. That's it.
That should be everything we need to do here. Now, a couple things. Recruitment radio beacon. We need a generator for that.
Hey. Heads up.
What is it?
What now?
I'll mark the location on your map.
The heck? How are you marking on my map now, Garvey? Well, I did say we are going to end it here, so we are going to end it here. Besides, I felt it said a robot provisioner here anyway. What do we have to do in terms of quests? I might just do them off camera, if they're just these standard Radiant things. Got a kidnapping, so yeah, I'll probably do that off camera. That's settlement mission, I'll do that off camera. This one we'll do on camera. And then we'll head off to Nuka World next time. I mean, they're Radiant missions. They're all the same. It's just new locations. Where? Where? Where's the giant mosquito? Merciful heavens. Let's at least get to the location. We could check out the General Atomics Galleria. I have a mod that's supposed to revamp it.
Hey.
I can patch you up if you need it. For a small fee, of course.
What's new, Doc?
Got nothing. Sorry, I'm just trying to practice medicine.
Yeah. See what's wrong with me, Doctor.
Go over your symptoms with me.
No other complaints.
All right. Don't ruin my hard work by dying.
Anything worth picking up? Eh. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeesh. Let's get it on my map. Why is it not on my map yet? Seriously. Oh yeah, this is the place where you can't loot the ghouls, is it? Isn't it? That's gonna be annoying. And it's still not showing up on my map. And
nice.
believe there's something on the roof of this place as well. We can actually check that out with the rocket suit.
Sweet.
Apparently I killed him really quickly. Yeah, doesn't look like it. Even if you were to attack them manually. Nothing special to loot. Just literally a place that's heavily irradiated. Alright, let's see here. And up here on the roof, we have a dead synth. And apparently nothing else. Can I get a sneak attack on that guy? I can. Well, we ran into a couple of interesting things on our way. The green top.
Need to get back to Diamond City one of these days.
Hi.
You've got to help. They've kidnapped my friend.
You're in luck. Rescuing kidnapped victims is my specialty.
They said they'd be back for the ransom in a few days. If I don't pay up, they'll kill her. But I don't have that kind of money.
Don't worry. I'll get her back.
We asked the Minutemen for help, but I didn't really think anyone would come. Just bring her back safe, okay?
Dunwich Boars. Seriously? Dunwich Boars? Alright, so I'll do the rescue from Dunwich Boars and Funari Hill off camera. And we'll pick up outside of the Beantown Brewery on camera tomorrow. My god, Dunwich Boars. That is a crazy location. Literally. Alrighty. Full save. And I'll see you guys in the future.